Okay, so this video is questioning about Foas, and the answers he's getting is very shady. They're doing an investigation. It sounds to me like, you know, FOIAs the public can do a FOIA anytime about information, videos, body cams, how long they worked there, their wages. And it sounds to me like now who they're talking to, I'm not saying every place does this, sheriff's office or what have you. It looks like a sheriff's office because of the window. But they're doing an investigation to see how they're treating the public, and they're charging them tremendous amounts of money for something that's so simple, but she's acting like they're short, they don't have enough, they're short staffed, and she's got all these excuses, but she doesn't know how many FOIAs that they actually put out a week. So it's very shady, and I can't wait to hear the end of this investigation. But listen to this and let me know what you think.
What is the time to get body cams on average?
Currently 2 years.
2 years?
Yes, sir.
And your claim is that it takes 2 years to get body cam because you're understaffed. Is that true? Hypothetically, if there's an hour to review video, how long does it take your officers?
1 hour for every 5 minutes of video.
1 hour for every 5 minutes of video?
Yes.
And how much do you charge citizens for that hour?
We charge $46 per hour.
You charge $46 per hour, which is more than what you make.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. So you think it's a waste of time?
I feel that people should request things that they really need, not for the purposes of...
I went with a friend to the Cerrito Police Department to conduct an investigation. That investigation is still ongoing. We'll release that video when it's complete. However, while we were there, we stumbled upon some interesting information while questioning one of the subjects.
Okay.
Okay.
And then, what is your name?
My name is Julie.
What is your last name, Julie?
Rosales.
Okay. And what is your salary here?
What do I make? $30 an hour, something like that.
All right.
You could do the math on that, I guess.
Okay, thank you. And how long have you been here?
16 years.
16 years?
Mm-hmm. I'm the record supervisor.
I'm sorry?
I'm the record supervisor.
You're the record supervisor. Oh, well then I have some other questions for you.
Okay.
What is the average time to fulfill a records request?
Currently, we're out about 3 to 4 weeks.
And that's average or median?
That is current because we are understaffed.
So 3 weeks as of today?
3 to 4 weeks. Yes.
3 to 4 weeks. Does that include all records or just non-body cam records?
Non-body cam records, yeah. Body
Okay.
cam is much longer than that. So.
Well, let's talk about that then. What is the time to get body cams on average?
Currently 2 years.
2 years?
Yes, sir. We are severely understaffed on that one as well.
Okay,
And
all
our
right.
property and evidence section handles that.
Sorry?
Our property and evidence section handles those.
Property and evidence. Where are they located at? In this building? How many people work for that group?
There are 3 people and 1 supervisor.
And your claim is that it takes 2 years to get body cam because you're understaffed. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay. How many pending requests do you have?
I would have to look that up.
Just estimate. More than 10?
More than 10, yes.
Less than 100?
Yeah, less than 100.
Less than 50?
I'd really... Let's see. Actually, more than 100.
More than 100?
Yeah.
Okay, more than 200?
I would say just under 200 if we have that kind of...
So a little under 200 requests for video that you haven't been able to fill and won't be able to fill for 2 years on average.
On the average time frame currently, yes.
Interesting. All right. How long does it take to fulfill one request?
It varies because...
On average?
It varies. It's
on average?
literally by the length of the video. Some cases have 10 officers responding, and that could take obviously much longer.
Hypothetically, if there's an hour to review video, how long does it take your officers?
I guess the mile per hour is 5 minutes for every, 1 hour for every 5 minutes of video.
1 hour for every 5 minutes of video?
Yes.
And how much do you charge citizens for that hour?
We charge $46 per hour.
You charge $46 per hour, which is more than what you make.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
That's from the state. That's ARS.
So the state changed the rules to pay someone more than you to get the citizens their records.
I'm mad about it.
You're not mad?
I understand.
Tell me why you're not mad.
I understand the length of time that it takes. It's very tedious.
So why does that make you happy that they raised the price?
I didn't say I was happy.
I thought you said you. I'm sorry.
I'm not unhappy about it. It doesn't make me mad, I guess is what I said.
Okay, why is that?
Because I understand the inner workings of the department and what we need to do to get things done.
So you think it's a waste of time?
I feel that people should request things that they really need, not for the purposes of, especially when it comes to BWC, because it is very time consuming. And if they don't want to pay that fee, we don't want them to. It's not that we don't want them to, it's public record. They have every right to know everything they want to know. It's just they have to understand that we have a lot to process and it can take time.
So you want people to understand that they need to wait 2 years?
I wish it wouldn't take 2 years. If we had the staffing, we get those out of here as soon as possible. So we do our very best to get everything out when we can, as fast as we can. We don't withhold anything for fun. We do what we have to do to get.
How did we get here?
How did we get here?
Like 200 requests that haven't been fulfilled. How did we get to that point?
I'm not saying they haven't.
Well, okay, let's. How many requests come in per week on average?
That's gone down significantly.
Because you haven't filled them, right?
No, that's gone down significantly when ARS changed to the $46 per hour.
Oh, so they kind of actively made it more pricey, and it naturally got the poor people out of it, right?
I don't know. That's a question for the state. I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't have.
You can't put two and two together then?
Behind it. I just know ARS and what they allow us to do, and that's what we do.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. How many do you get out per week?
That varies on.
Just on average.
That varies on the time, sir. I don't have that answer.
Sorry?
I don't have that answer at the moment.
Oh, you don't know how many they kick out per week on average?
Right.
Okay. All right. Is it more than 5?
I don't have an answer for you on that one.
Is it more than 1?
I have no idea.
Do they get on average 1 out a week?
Like the request, but it gets released by property and evidence.
Okay, so you don't know.
I don't know.
And nor could you guess.
No, I could not guess.
Would it be safe to guess that they get 0 out per week on average?
I don't know. It varies because our property and evidence is also our crime.
Aren't you in charge of that? Aren't you? What is your role again?
I'm the police record supervisor.
You are in charge of all of it.
I'm in charge of collecting those requests and then...
And issuing them, right?
Not necessarily, no.
Okay, so you have no control of issuing them, you just have control of getting them?
Those go out digitally, and while I manage and also I partake in reviewing those and releasing some, that's primarily in our property and evidence section.
So who is in charge of releasing all the information? And who would know that information of on average how many?
I can get you that information, but I don't have that at the moment.
Oh, you're in charge of it, but you don't know it. No, is that true?
That is not necessarily true. It takes a lot of people to run records requests. So
okay.
Digital evidence is managed by our property and evidence section. Records is managed by Records Bureau. So we do have to help each other. We have to have all hands.
So you have layers and layers of bureaucracy to make sure that it's harder, right?
No, sir. We don't try to make things harder. We try to make things accurate. We try to get things out as soon as possible. We have...
Do you need help? I know some people that you can hire if you want some help. What would it take? What would it take for me to bring in 100 volunteers to knock out these 200 videos?
Well,
what do you think about that?
The volunteers would have to pass background checks.
Why?
because we can't hire felons, sir. We have.
You're not hiring anybody. They're volunteers. You could supervise them.
Absolutely, and I do supervise our volunteers, but.
So you would have full control and checks if I brought in 100 volunteers. No one would release anything.
If volunteers could pass, if we have.
Oh, so there's specific training that you have to have. You have to be like highly knowledgeable, right?
Absolutely.
Maybe like 2 hours of training?
I'm not talking about the system.
How much training does it take to train one of these people?
To train one person?
Yeah.
It could take several hours because there's redaction involved, there's understanding ARS.
So if I brought in volunteers, you'd have to train them for several hours, maybe three hours. Would it be 3 hours or more?
I really don't know your answer.
Is that a hard question?
No, it's not at all. It depends on the person's level of understanding.
Oh, you test them and make sure they can pass?
It's not a matter of test, sir.
You bet.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, you bet.
Deal with an issue. Okay, so we were talking about volunteers.
Yep, 3 hours. 3 hours of training. Let's get you guys some help.
Well, so
We're going to solve this on a volunteer level. It's not going to cost the government anything. This is amazing, right?
So volunteers do have to go through the process. We have that online. You can go ahead and go on there and check it out and apply.
If I wanted to volunteer, would you have to throw me through a background check and all that?
Well, we don't hire volunteers to just come in and say, okay, you're going to do.
I'm not saying hiring. I'm here to help.
Well, it's considered a help hire.
You don't care.
It's words. It's
Okay.
semantics. Okay, so. All we're saying is if you want to work, volunteer, whatever word you want to use, you do have to be vetted.
Hey, that's just the process.
It's a process,
So
absolutely.
you just have to follow the process or you can't help.
Yeah, there's fingerprinting, there's a background check.
You have to get fingerprinted?
Absolutely.
Isn't that what they do to criminals?
And employees. That's all across straight. That's
Same thing,
mandated.
right? What do you say? Can I bring you a bunch of volunteers to help you?
You can go ahead and go online and have them apply and we'll get that going.
What website?
Saudita.az.gov, you go to the police department and you'll
So if I brought in 100 volunteers, we can get all these knocked out pretty fast, right?
Sure. If they meet all this, go through the whole
They might
process,
actually do better job than your employees, right?
They might.
It might make them look bad, huh?
I don't care about looking bad. I care about getting work done.
Oh, okay. And getting that $43 an hour is nice too, right?
Well, that doesn't go.
Wait. If volunteers come in, should we not charge them the 43? Would that be okay?
That's not a decision for me to make. That again.
Who would make that decision?
That's the state.
So the state forces you to take our money.
That's ARS, sir.
Is that true?
That's ARS.
I
don't.
The state threaten force against you to take our money, right?
That's above my pay grade.
Like,
sir.
what if you guys didn't take our money? Would they? If you didn't take our money, would they really come get you?
Who's they and?
You said the state.
The state would.
If you broke the law and didn't take our money, they would come and get you, right? Wouldn't they prosecute you for that?
I have no idea, honestly.
Interesting, huh? Do you have discretion?
I think that
Do you have
just
discretion
those
on
are
records?
guidelines for what we can and can't do, and we go with what the state.
Oh, it's just a guideline. It's not really a rule, then, is it?
Again,
The guideline
above
says
above
charge
my
14.
pay grade for that
Okay.
answer.
Let's pretend like we want to do that. Let's pretend that I want a record and you're going to give it to me,
Okay.
right? And I just got some records for you, right? And let's pretend that I didn't want to pay. Would you be like, okay, it's cool?
Oh no, is this the episode with the breakup? Reba, we can't agree on the house. Y'all need real.
Like, okay, it's cool.
No, I would offer a digital version. We don't charge for that.
Oh, so I can get a body worn camera, not on a like a 3x5 floppy. I don't have to do anything like that, right? So
I'm being summoned. If you give me a minute, please. Sorry.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, you bet.
Sorry. I have a meeting, but that's what I was being summoned for.
We're almost wrapped up.
Okay, great.
And if you have to go, go.
Okay.
But
Thank you.
so the last question was, do you have discretion to not charge me? Are you forced to obey that ARS and charge me $43 an hour? $46 an hour.
So the BWC, that's a different. Again, that takes a lot of time and effort.
No. That's not the question.
I don't have the answer.
That's not the question. Are you forced to charge me $46 an hour? when I get body worn camera?
We follow our procedures, and
Are you forced?
I don't have an answer for you, sir.
Have you ever given anyone leeway? Have you said, you know, you guys are in tough times. 46 is a lot, and it was like it's real fast, and it wasn't a big deal.
Well, you know, I could say that.
Like, what's the justification for $46 an hour other than the ARS?
I think what people mistake is BWCs. People tend to think BWC has the crime on it for some reason. Like, they have, all it is the interaction that most of them have already experienced when they were there at the time of the response of the officer.
Isn't that irrelevant, though?
No, not at all. I mean, I guess sorry, I guess it is irrelevant. They can get what they want.
Because you're going to charge 46 whether it is a crime or not, right?
That's what our guidelines are currently. Is we.
And can you go against your guidelines? What's the penalty for going against your guidelines?
I don't have an answer for that.
Let's try it.
I'm sorry. I really got to get going.
You're dismissed.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right.
So there you go. She's basically telling you policy over law, because I know for a fact the law says that the first hour is free, and then any time after that they can charge you, but it's got to be reasonable. $46 an hour is idiotic. That's just ridiculous. I mean, say a cop downloads his video onto their server or however they do it, and then when you request it, they go on there and they're supposed to get it for you and put it on something and give it to you. How long does that really take? I mean, she's talking 2 years. That's such a lie. That's just they're just trying to get people to not do it, basically. So this is why there's an investigation on this, and I'm going to keep my eye out for this. So I hope you enjoyed that. Subscribe, hit the like button. Love you guys.